So in this video, we're going to learn how to use the multimeter to measure voltage. What we're going to do is get the multimeter, and you're going to have two leads in. You're going to have a red lead and a black lead. Black is always traditionally representing ground or in the negative side, and red would be the positive side. If you look at the AA battery, it says on there 1.5 volts. So I'm expecting something in that range. When you get the multimeter, you're going to go ahead and shift it to a specific section. So it'll start in off, and you'll realize here there's some V for voltage. There is some A for amps, which is also current, and then there is the ohm symbol down here for resistance. So this tool measures those three major components that we went on. But what you have to do is you have to put it in the right setting area so that we can measure. So for us, I'm going to put it on this 20 setting, because I'm seeing it has one in the 10th place and then 2 decimal points, which should be enough to measure our 1.5 volts, right? And all I'm going to do is hold the leads up against 3. I'm reading 1.5556 volts, right? So that's how you measure voltage. If I want to look at something bigger, which is a battery pack, right? If one of these is 1.5, and then 4 would be 6 volts. So once I plug this in, I'm going to expect to measure 6 volts. I'm going to go ahead and put the red side against the red lead here. And then I'm going to get the black wire and put it up against the black wire. And we're going to see what do we measure? What do we read? Right? What are we expecting? We're expecting 1.5 times 4, which gives us 6. And in this case, we have 6.34 volts. Okay? So to measure voltage, all you have to do is put the setting into the proper designation of either volts, current, or resistance, and then adjust the decimal places depending on how much voltage you're expecting to measure. So resistance is measured in ohms, and these are the different magnitudes that I can choose to measure. So the way you figure out what the measurement of a resistor is by looking at these color bands. And from my time in engineering college, I had to look at so many resistance bands that I eventually just made a little app. So here I have brown, black, red, gold. So I'm going to start at the top, brown, go down black, right here red, gold, okay? And then I press submit, and I see 1,000 ohms. So this resistor should measure at 1,000 ohms, okay? So with the multimeter, boom, I have this little guy, and then I tie it around the lead, just like I did the battery, how the battery was on one side, and it's the same way with the resistor. Now they're in there, right? So I'm getting 0.9, right? And I'm expecting 1.0 because the magnitude of this is what would be adjusted. So I'm expecting 1,000 ohms, and I'm getting basically 900 ohms. With this resistor, I'm getting right around the range that is expected.